What's going on, everybody? So, this is the first recording that I've done for this entire league. We want to make this a consistent thing. You know, if you want to look at it as a podcast, by all means, go ahead. If you want to look at it as a weekly recording to, I guess, keep everybody up to date on what it is that's going on in the YABL, and, you know, by all means, go ahead. But I want to talk about a few things that have transpired this week and a couple things to look forward to this upcoming week. So let's start off with the league standings, right? So first and foremost, we've got Team Excel. Team Excel happens to be 0-3. I will be completely honest. This is one team that I had the highest expectations for. I mean, y'all, when I tell y'all everybody expected for this specific team to, I guess, come out here and dominate at the beginning of the season, this is the team that I thought was going to be 3-0 by this time. I know last week they were missing guys like Jack, you know what I mean? They were missing some pretty key players last week. So I can completely understand that. But even then, the guys that they had out there on the floor, they were still able to take care of business against S2F Elite, which is another team that I'll, talk about in just a second. So Team Excel, I got faith in y'all, man. I got faith in y'all. I feel as if that team just they need to figure out what it is that they're missing, because something's missing. It's not even from a physical aspect or on court standpoint. It's not so much the physicality that team is missing. It's more of a mental or emotional thing, because physically they can go out there and they can handle their business. They can handle their own. But when it comes to communication, a lot of the times, man, those guys don't even look like they know what it is, that they're doing. So I'm wishing Team Excel the best on figuring out some type of formula, because they're going into this week against, who are they playing against? Team Loyalty, a team who's only lost one game so far. And that one game was against a top 2 team. And when I say top 2, I mean the other team that's up there with them, they're tied for first place. And those 2 teams happen to play against each other this week. So, XL, you know what I mean? You've lost to some respectable opponents. So I won't too much hold that over your head. But out of those 3 matchups, you should have at least won one. But that's just me. That's the fan in me. The fan of this game that knows that you guys are capable of way more than what you've shown so far. So that's just them. Team Prodigy. You guys are looking like you've got it, kind of got it figured out for the most part. I know this past week wasn't exactly what you guys hoped for. I know week 2 was, a great turnout for you, and we don't have to really discuss what happened week 1. I mean, we all saw what happened week 1. So Prodigy, I'm wishing you guys the best. All Texas has completely just turned their entire team around. I mean, that team last week versus the team that we saw week 1, man, I mean, it's night and day. So, all power to all Texas. I'm loving the progress that we're seeing there. S2F Elite, that team is they're starting to turn it around. I'm seeing some great things from them. Last week they looked like they had it all figured out on the floor. I mean, the ball movement was great, the defense was great. Defensively, they've always had it figured out. It's just offensively they couldn't figure it out. But I see they turned it up a notch this past week with the offense. So. Big shout out to S2F Elite. Lab Aces. Okay, I don't know where to start with Lab Aces. So with Lab Aces, week 1 they looked so promising, but the last 2 weeks, man, I don't know. That's not That ain't the same team that we saw in week 1. Coach Ken, I have so much faith in you guys, man, but gosh, y'all gotta figure it out. Whatever it is that got y'all to the finish line during week 1, y'all may need to bring that recipe back, because whatever it is that you guys brought out week 2 and 3, it was not it for you guys. So good luck with you guys on that. Team loyalty. They've got it figured out, man. They just had their hands full against the number 1 team here in the league this past week. I know they were missing their starting point guard, Rob Gill. I know they were missing X, who I believe is the wing on that team. They don't have any bigs. So, he's a wing that's down there playing big. So shout out to X for that. But loyalty, I can see they've got it figured out. Like I said, it was just, man, it was a nail biter last week, and shout out to Juan, man. Shout out to Juan. He was pretty streaky last week against Team Who Can't. That was one hell of a game, man. So had it not been for Juan, I don't know if that game would have been as interesting to watch. I won't even lie about that. So loyalty, I know you guys got it figured out. You just, got to get back in the races, man. But, you guys are up there, so shout out to you. Strike first. Whew. Man, that full court defense, I can't say enough about it. I mean, the pressure that Strike first they applied was man, I can't say anything about it other than great job, Strike first. Offensively, Don is running the floor. He's facilitating. He's scoring. He's composed. He doesn't talk very much. He's doing a really good job of leading that team. So when I tell you guys there's a reason Team Strike First is 3-0, there's a reason. And last but not least, the number 1 ranked team in the YABL as of right now, Team Who Can't. I won't lie. I had expectations of Who Can't doing pretty decent. I was not expecting them to be the number 1 team by this time. So, hey, I guess that's my bad, because when I tell you I was really expecting Team XL to be the number 1 ranked team by this time in the league or in the season. Man, Team Who Can't, they've exceeded so many expectations. It's not even funny, So I got to give credit where it's due. Coach Chris, Coach Brian, good job with those boys. So those are the YABL league standings and my personal opinion on the teams within those standings. So let's talk about the matchups coming up this week. So game 1. Right, game 1, S2F Elite versus All Texas. Now, as I mentioned earlier, All Texas, completely different team than what they were at the beginning of the season. And S2F Elite, they've finally turned some things around. So those are 2 teams that are trying to make a name for themselves, as they are both kind of in that, middle of the rankings, towards the end of the rankings kind of rating. So both of those teams are trying to get their second win of the season. So that's going to be a nail biter, I have a feeling. Like I said, both teams look like they've finally figured out the recipe that works for their for their offense and for their defense. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from both of those teams as of recent. So I can't wait to see what it is that they have in store for us in game 1 of week 4. Game 2, Lab Aces and Team Prodigy. Again, Lab Aces, man, my expectations for you guys after week 1 shot up. But like I said, it doesn't look like you guys are the same team. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that Lab Aces has lost by any more than 4 points. The last 2 games that they did lose, I don't think that they were just, obliterated or anything like that. They went out there and they did what they could do. But Lab Aces, they did still fall short. So, you know what they say, at the end of the day, a win is a win. Team Prodigy. Wow. You want to talk about a team that's in rebuild mode. Team Prodigy and Lab Aces. A team trying to figure out a formula that works for them versus a team who's currently figuring out what starting five works for them. So game 2, or two teams still trying to figure something out. Game 3, Team XL and Team Loyalty. You want to know what's crazy? These are the two teams that I expected to be ranking number 1 and ranking number 2. So this game is my, how can I put this? I guess my false expectation game. Loyalty is not too far from where I expected them to be, but they're still not exactly where I expected them to be. And Team XL is completely on the opposite side of where I thought they would be by now. Team XL still trying to get their first win. Loyalty still trying to prove that they are a top 3 team. So game 3 is more of a, we've got to prove that we're still the top dogs versus, hey, we're trying to get our first W. And if it gets you guys, guess what? It's going to be one hell of an impressive W. Being the last ranked team and beating a top 3 team, that's one impressive win. But that's if that happens. So we'll see. And then game 4. Game of the night. Possibly game of the regular season. Team Who Can't versus Strike First. Neither one of these teams have lost. Team Who Can't, perfect record. Strike First, perfect record. When I tell you this is going to be a battle, I don't know if any of you are going to want to miss it. I'll be completely honest with you. And this is just my opinion. Now, I could be wrong because either one of these teams could walk away with this win. But my prediction, I think I got Team Who Can't during this game. I know. It's like, man, it's pretty easy to pick the number 1 ranked team between these two, huh? Well, there's a reason why. There's a plethora of reasons, but the main reason why I say Team Who Can't is going to take this win. Man, I don't see anybody on that team, Strike First, that is, as great as they play as a cohesive unit. If they break that defense down, Team Who Can't, that is, if they break down that defense, they get past that full court press, I don't see anybody stopping AZ or Jordan, especially if either one of them cut to the middle. Strike First, I do not recommend running a zone against this team. And if you guys run man, you better figure out those matchups and figure them out quick. Because those two right there, problems. And let's not forget the fact that Team Who Can't just acquired one hell of a point guard. He's quick, he's agile. IQ is up there. He can shoot, he can finish at the rim, and he's not even above 5'9". Strike First, you're going to have your hands full, but Team Who Can't, don't get it twisted. Don has faced a few opponents like Team Who Can't that resemble y'all's archetypes, that resembles y'all's style of play. When I tell y'all, this is a team that is going to go out there and attack. It's like they smell blood and they go after it instantly. But between these two teams, I genuinely believe Team Who Can't is going to take the W. That's just me. That's just my opinion, you guys. So that's that on the matchups for this week. Now, let's get into some rumors, some trade rumors, and some release rumors. Tomorrow, which is the 24th, June 24th of this week, we will be hosting our final tryout for the YABL. So for those of you who didn't get the chance to attend the first tryout, the second one, or the third one, this is your last chance to be a part of this season's first ever season, okay? But that's as for tomorrow. Now let's talk about these rumors. So apparently, Team Prodigy has released Jareen and X. Those are just rumors. Don't know how true it is. But I'm pretty sure that that's, what's going on. I've spoke to the coaches and they've informed me that those are, the final decisions that they are going with, because they will be attending the tryouts for tomorrow, and man, if that's the case, I hope you guys figure out something to help whatever it is that you need help with, because right about now, I won't lie, Jareen is probably top 5 shooters in this entire league. He may have not had too many opportunities to display that in game, but man, when I tell y'all that dude can shoot, hey, he can shoot. And Xavier, let's not forget Xavier. Xavier he's got a quickness to him. He's got a fast twitch to his game. But he lacks that experience to help him come back to and regain that composure. So, once he gets that down, I feel like he's going to be one hell of a guard, because he's already practically there. But that's the rumors for Team Prodigy. As for everybody else, my bad. Team Loyalty. Team Loyalty apparently is getting rid of TJ. So let's get to let's see, who else is there? I don't think there's anybody else that plans on making any releases. And if they do, they still have up until week 5, midnight of week 5's game. So going into Wednesday of, not, the Wednesday it's coming up in 2 days, but going into the Wednesday of next week, they have until midnight of that very day to lock in their rosters, because once Wednesday hits, as a matter of fact, let me put a date on it. Once Wednesday, July 2nd hits, once July 2nd gets here, all rosters are locked in and cannot be altered afterwards. Unless a player quits, obviously, but there's no releasing players after that. There are no trades happening after that. Players and teams are locked in wherever they stand. So that's that on that. I don't want anybody taking anything personally. At the end of the day, we hold no ill will towards anybody. Also, please do remember this. If you happen to gain a spot on the team, but for whatever reason you lost your spot and it had nothing to do with your skill, but if your skill is up there and your team or coaches still decide to release you, 9 times out of 10, it's probably because of your attitude. We've had players already disrespect coaches. We've had players disrespect fans. You know what I mean? If you're not coachable, if your attitude is terrible, nobody wants to be around it. Nobody wants to be around that.